Hello guys, this is rAlbEr from rAlbErTV. If you watch my introduction to the game and its basics vid and you got interested in the game and want to start learning how to play it and want to give it a try, I'm gonna give you a workshop on things you can do to start learning how to begin again, how to start playing, and to get a feeling of what it feels like to play the game. So for that we're gonna go to the single player menu, standard game. And then here we're gonna go with very basic settings, random map, uh, standard, duplication. We're gonna choose Arabia, which is a very open map with a very land open map, very tiny, very easy, one other player, standard resources, 200 max pop, um, and display map normal, uh, standard and conquest. Gonna tick on play together and log teams, and we're gonna ignore the other two. As for the civilization, you can choose any civilization you want. They are all pretty much the same at the beginning, except for the Chinese, which start with 6 vids instead of 3, and Mayans who start with 4 instead of 3. But other than that, they are very similar. So I'm gonna go with Rhytons, which are very friendly for beginners, I think. So it's one good tip you might want to consider. And let's start. Okay, the purpose of this workshop is to get you acquaintance with very basic actions. The first one we're gonna learn is going to the town center, which you can do clicking on it. It's a building that's in the middle of the image. And making it build. For that you just click on the town center and then click on the villager image. You can do it with the mouse as I just did, but there's a much faster way, which is using the hotkeys of the game, which I recommend you to start learning. Just for the very basic actions, because it's gonna save you a lot of time and make the experience of playing more fun, more enjoyable. The basic hotkey for going to the town center is the key H. In my case, it's the key F because I've changed the hotkeys, the default hotkeys, because they are not comfortable for me. But usually, if you are a beginner and you haven't touched nothing, it's the key H. You just press the H key and it will take you to the town center and select it, as you can see. And if you move the screen around and press the hotkey, it's gonna center the view on the town center and select it, of course. And then you can check what's the hotkey for making a build. In my case, it's the hotkey A. It's the last word of the description of the unit. It's usually C by default. In my case, it's A. So I want you to press the go to the town center hotkey, which is the hotkey H by default, and make a build, which is the C hotkey by default, and start making builds. Each build costs 50 food, so as you can see, if you look at the food you have, you will see it consumes it as you click on making the build. As you will see, if you start making builds, we get a warning that you have reached the max population, 5 of 5 in this case. That's because the tangent provides 5 population, and now I have 4 builds and 1 scout, so I'm 5. And the easiest way to increase the population limit is building houses. For that, you select a villager, go to the hammer, and click on the house image. Is the first icon on the building menu. Just click it on the map. So you can see the builder will start building the house. It takes around 25 seconds of the game to make one. And once you have completed the house, you will see how the population increases from 5 to 10. It gives 5 population. And now how the builds that were stacked are beginning to be built or be purchased. The build house command you can use hotkey for it too. It will make it faster. You have one hotkey for building, which in my case is D. I think the basic is B, and the hotkey for the house, which you can check as always, putting the mouse on top of the icon, and it will tell you which one it is. In my case it's A. I think the default is C, but I don't really remember that well, so that's something you will have to check. And the third thing I want you to start doing is selecting your scout and start a scouting run for the dark areas of the map. For this we're gonna use a trick, which is we're gonna select the scout and assign it to a group. For that you hold the control key down and press on one of the numbers from 1 to 9. See what happens when I press 1. This number changes as I hold control and press one of the numbers. It means this unit is being assigned to group 1, group 2, group 3, etc. That means when you release the control hotkey, the control key of the keyboard, and press on the number, the number 1, when I have something else selected, and I press 1, it will select the group of units of the unit I have assigned to that particular group. And if I press it twice, it will center the view on that unit. So that's very helpful if you start scouting around, because it will sometimes go very far from the town center, and it's very annoying to move around, to scroll around the map to search for the scout. It's very fast to just press the hotkey and go to the unit. I want you to start scouting around till you find the 4 ships that are usually around your town center, very close to it. Once you do that, I want you to send the ships under the town center, and when that's done, I want you to select some bullets and to send them to collect to kill the sheep and to collect some food from it. So you can see they will kill it and they will start collecting the food, which is very good. This is the first step towards collecting resources. Some of them cannot access this sheep, so they're gonna go for the next one available. Sometimes they get mad and kill another sheep that's very far away from them, so sometimes you want to put them far apart so they just go to the right ship, and then you keep setting it closer as they start consuming it. But that's something you will see as you play. And now you see my builds are collecting some food, so I can keep on making some new builds. For that we're gonna go to the town center and press the make build hotkey, and we're gonna go to the scout and keep moving it around the map. Okay, with these new villages I'm gonna make, I have enough builds collecting food right now, so I want to start collecting some wood. I can just select the town center and right click with it in some place around the map. This sets the gather point of the units you're producing to that particular flag, and I'm gonna put it on top of one of the trees that's beside the town center. So the build that comes out goes chopping it, starts collecting wood I mean. So I'm gonna keep making builds, going to the town center, making builds. I'm gonna set this villager that's idle to get this wood, and I'm gonna keep moving the scout. So I found a berry patch, which is another source of food. Since my villagers have finished eating the sheep that I had, the 4 sheep that I've found so far, I'm gonna ask them to come collect some berries, and for that I'm gonna make a mill closer to them, so they don't have to walk all the way back and forth between the town center and the berries to drop the food they collect. For that I'm gonna select one build, or as many as you want. You can make it with all the builds if you want. Press on the build command, I'm gonna make a mill, which is the building that's beside the house. It has a mill image on it, so it's very simple to find it. And I'm gonna make it close to the vertice. You can make it anywhere on the map. You usually want to make it very close. This particular case, this tree, that's gonna be annoying for my builds, but for the purpose of this tutorial, it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna make it here. And bam! Once your builds finish the mill, they will start collecting the berries and getting another source of food. Gonna go to the town center, keep making builds. As you can see, the villagers have finished the trees that were close to the town center and are starting to go farther. But I have collected quite some wood already, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to select all the builds that are getting wood, and I'm gonna make a lumberjack close to a forest. For that, I go to the building command, as I do for the houses and for the mill. I'm gonna select the lumberjack, and I'm gonna make it close to a forest. I want to make it as close as possible because it's usually more efficient that way, because builds have to walk when they collect their resource to the dropping point, and if it's very close, it's very efficient. And if you put one square away, for example, it can work at the beginning, but as they come farther into the forest, they have to start walking more and more. So if you make it closer, it will keep efficient for a longer time. It's very, very useful. Okay, I'm gonna keep scouting. I'm gonna keep making builds. I thought if you have looked at the population limit, you will see I'm at the max, so I have to make a house first. And I can also, since I cannot make a new villagers until I make the house, I'm gonna make the loom, which is a technology you can purchase in the town center too. And this costs 50 gold, and what it's gonna do is it's gonna increase the HP of the villager. You can see it has 25 HP right now, and no armor at all. So once the loom is completed, it's gonna increase to 40 and 1 armor, which is very nice, especially if you want to hunt the pigs, because pigs attack the villagers as you start killing them, and they make a lot of damage. So if the villager is stronger, it's much harder for the pig to kill it. It's easy for you. I'm gonna make another house just so I don't have this problem again, and I'm gonna make some more builds. So I go to the town center and keep making builds. I'm gonna keep scouting. Oh, you can see here that the build didn't start the house. That's because the enemy unit walked on top of the I don't know how to call them, the layout of the building before the build started constructing it. So you cannot build a building if you have an enemy unit on top of the place you were planning to do it. So I had to click it on it again. I'm gonna keep scouting and keep going to the town center. And now that I have a lot of wood, I'm gonna start making farms too, which is another source of food. To make farms, you have to have a mill constructed first. It's the thing that unlocks the farm. And you just select a build, go to the building, and go to the farm. It's below the house. It's the green thing. And just make them close to the town center, or close to the mill. They take a while to be constructed. It's short, but it takes some time. And once it's finished, they will start collecting food from you. I'm gonna make some farms. It costs 60 wood, but I have over 200, so I can make some more. And I make one with each of these builds. Okay, and that's the basic of it. I want you to make houses as you have the need to. I want you to go to the town center and make builds. I want you to make some farms with the builds you make, and I want you to go to the scout with the hotkey. Keep scouting. That's the main purpose of this workshop, to get you accustomed to get used to these very basic actions and to get you starting your own economy. You can also try luring a pig, which is a simple task, but that's gonna take some practice before you master, because pigs sometimes behave in a weird manner. Now select a build. I'm gonna order it to attack a pig. So the build is gonna walk all the way up, towards the pig, and when it's in range, it's gonna shoot him. You want to shoot it twice. Once, twice, and then order the build to go to a place where you have more builds to kill the pig. I'm gonna send them to the mill since all these builds just finished eating the berries. I'm gonna order them to kill the pig. See, it makes a lot of damage to the build. See how many H points it got. So if you don't have loom, it's very easy to lose the build. So I recommend you to get loom before you start hunting pigs. And that's that. You keep making builds. You want to keep making farms. You have like, I don't know, 8, 10 farms. I'm using the hotkey to make the farm, but remember you can do it going to the hammer and going to the farm. If you do it with the hotkey, it's much faster. You can see. Bam. Bam. Go to the scout, keep scouting. And once you have enough builds, like 25 or 30 or something, you can also try getting some more resources. We have 4 kinds of resources in Age of Empires. You have food and wood, which are the most basic ones, and then you have gold and stone, which are required for certain units and certain builds and so. Now that I have enough food and wood, I'm gonna make a mining camp to collect gold and a mining camp to collect stone. So I'm gonna select a build, or a few of them. I got 6 of them. I'm gonna click on the building command, and I'm gonna go to the pickaxe, which is the mining camp, and I'm gonna make it close to the mines. I'm gonna do the same with these other builds that are idle. I have some more that are idle. I can select them the same way you do in Windows. I can hold Control and add them to the selection, or you just drag a square in the screen and select them, or whatever. Any standard way of selecting things. And then I'm gonna build another mining camp, this time close to the stone. I'm going to go to the scout, keep scouting, go to the town center. Since I have a lot of builds, I'm gonna try going up to the feudal age. It costs 500 food, but I have or 1000, so it's not a problem for me. And I'm gonna click on the research. It asks you to have a couple of buildings from the Dark Age constructed to go up to the feudal age, but I have the mining camp, I have the mill, I have the lumberjack, so I have 3 different kinds of buildings. I have no problem in that manner, in that aspect. I keep scouting and remember to keep performing the basic actions, going to the town center. I cannot make this by the researches have, but it's always nice to come to the town center and have a look around to see what the builds are doing and what's happening. Another thing you can do, which is a bit more advanced, but it's not hard to do, is to look at the way the builds are collecting the resource. As you can see, the builds that are very close to the mining camp have to walk very little distance to drop the resources when they gather the 10 that you can carry. Instead, the ones that are very far have to walk a very long distance. So what you can do is you can select the ones that are collecting far resources and make them collect the closer ones. This very simple action will increase the efficiency of your villagers working. It's a very nice thing to do. You can do it the same on the wood, the stone, or with any resource really. So I got up to the feudal age. The purpose of this workshop was to get you acquainted with making farms, making builds, scouting, and making the basic builds. So that's kind of accomplished if you have gotten this far. But you can also use, now that you have a very basic economy set up, to this opportunity to start experimenting with other kind of things like making military buildings and making some different units. For that you can select a build and go to the make military buildings menu or command, which is different from the basic buildings commands. You can see it's the hammer that's right beside it. And it shows you different kinds of buildings. You can switch between one and the other with the arrow key. Right. In this case we're gonna make a barrack, which is the top left corner one. We're gonna place it here, for example. Once you have reached the feudal age, you can also start getting some technologies and upgrades for the task you have your villagers doing. For example, you select the lumberjack, you can purchase the hand axe, which is a technology that increases at 20% the speed at which the villagers collect wood. It costs 100 food and 50 wood, but it's usually very efficient to get it, so you just get it if you can afford it. And you can also go to the mill and make an upgrade to make the farms have more food, which is very nice too. It costs 75 food and 75 wood. You can see it in the description. And you can start receiving the farms you lose. If you click on the bill and right click on the image of the barren land that is left after the food of the farm is finished. You can see these new farms have 250 food, while the Dark Age farms without the upgrade have only 175 solid food more, so they last longer and give you more food, which is good on the mid-term and long term. And that's that. If you don't make the farm after it expires long enough, the land becomes barren, and it doesn't really matter. It just means you can just right click on it like I'm doing right now. You have to start again making the farm command and placing the farm. You can see I have a lot of food and I don't have that much food, so I'm gonna make some more bills and send it to the grid. You can balance the economy the way you like once you see how things are going. And I want you to experiment. I don't have any more requests of you, just to try different things, to keep practicing the things you have learned. With the scout, making villagers, making farms. I'm gonna make another lumberjack since I have a lot of bills in the wood. I plan to. So I'm gonna go to the hammer again. I'm gonna make a lumberjack. I just got a warning that I have to make more houses to increase my pop, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna select this build as idle. I'm gonna build the house. You have this icon right here that is the idle build icon. You click on it, it will take you to the first idle build it finds. So, for example, I have 3 builds right now, so as I click it changes from one to the other. It's a very nice thing to do because you always want to have your builds working, unless you have a very good reason for them not to. So, I have a new build idle now. I have one here too, and I have this one here, but I want to make a different building with it. So I'm gonna wait a bit to make a farm. I mean a house. I need the 30 wood it costs. And you can start making some military units if you want. Once you build the barrack and reach the feudal age, you can also build the range and the stable. You can also build towers and another military buildings when you reach the feudal age, like the wall, the stone door, the outpost, which is a building that allows you vision on the map, that gives you vision on the map. A tower that is a defensive building. Or it's defensive or offensive, it just shoots arrows to the enemies that walk in range. And you can garrison the villas inside the town center and the towers to have them protected against attack. And they also shoot more arrows if you do so. It's a very nice thing to do too. To garrison those, you just select them and go to the basic commands and click on the door icon, click on the town center, and then you have two options. You can click the go back to work, which will take them back to the task that we're performing before you put them inside the building, or you can use the basic door, which will send them to the point you have set as the gathering point. See the tower. And garrison the buildings at the towers too. Which is very nice to defend them if you are getting attacked. And the same thing applies to the towers. You can set them back to work, or you can set them back to the garrison point. And that's that. I'm gonna make a range and I'm gonna make a stable, but that's something you can experiment on your own. You can go up. I'm gonna make houses with a hotkey. You see how fast it is compared to clicking on the icon. I'm gonna keep going to the town center, making this, going to visit the farm, going to the scout and to keep scouting. That's that. You just practice these very basic actions and experiment with the game. Once you have some units, you can attack the enemy. You can try upgrading them. You can upgrade the militia to men at arms. You can make archers. You can make skirmishers. You can make scouts in the feudal age. You can go up to the castle age if you want. You can get some of the technology researches. You can check what they do if you put the mouse on top of them. It will give you a description of what's the effect it has. That's that. You just experiment and try different things. And get used to the dynamic of the game and how it feels to play it. I'm not gonna go much farther into this workshop. It's up to you to experiment and to try things till you start to become comfortable with the game. Just remember the very basic things we learned: to go to the town center with the hotkey, usually it's H, to make builds, which is the C hotkey, I think. To select the scout and to assign it a group, which you do holding the control. To move it around, just going to the clicking on the group you have assigned tries to lock the view on the unit and then moving it around to the dark areas. And then building things, building the lumberjack, building the farm, building the house, building the mining camp and the mill, and making builds basically to increase the amount of resources you get, which will allow you to go up in ages, to make more units and to be stronger basically. That's this for this very basic workshop. I hope you find it useful. I'm gonna keep providing you some workshops and some challenges and stuff for you to practice and to start learning the game and to become a better player. So if you like this tutorial, you can find more of the like in the links below. One's for my stream, one's for my blog, my WordPress site. where I'm hosting all these tutorials and guides. So make sure to visit them if you like it, and make sure to play the game if you like it, because it's a very cool game. And I hope to see you around. See you guys.